Hello everyone, back with another video. Recording it on a slightly lower shelf, just I wanted to show you this before I get started. Yeah, so this is my John Carpenter VHS t-shirt. See if I can move it to get them all in. So yeah, you've got They Live, The Thing, Escape from New York, Assault on Precinct 13, Halloween, Big Trouble in Little China, Dark Star, Christine, Prince of Darkness and The Fog. So yeah, what a filmography. I mean, Spielberg probably done as many good films, but so diverse. You know, you've got sci-fi, kind of comedy, martial arts, and Big Trouble in Little China, horror classic in Halloween, kind of action, Siege and Assault on Precinct 13, horror sci-fi in The Thing. Yeah, I mean, what a filmography. So yeah, this one basically I'm going to be showing an update on my Arrow collection. I'm going to do a video also on my Criterion, Treasured Films, Second Sight, 101 Films. Got a few random ones like BFI, Mr. Bongo, I think is made by. 101 Films, 88 Films, and Indicator. I'll do those in a separate one. I'll quickly update you on this top shelf. So I've changed it slightly. Oh, it looks like it needs dusting. So obviously I've got the Phantasm Sphere, The Game, which is an Arrow Academy one, David Fincher film with Michael Douglas. Had this one in storage, but I thought I'd better bring it out because since it's been Christmas, everyone's been talking about Gremlins. You've got, I think he's called Spike from Gremlins. Got these two Video Nasty limited edition number ones. Really good documentaries about the censorship in Britain and Mary Whitehouse and Margaret Thatcher trying to ban all the Video Nasties. But it also has like, I think this is the section 1 and 2, so it has intros by like horror writers like Kim Newman, and then all the trailers. And then this is the section 3 ones. Also has a documentary, but the documentary's better on the first part. Yeah, I think this is like 4 or 5 hours and about 4 hours of all the trailers. So yeah, you can see some of them do look quite bad, but I am going to try and collect all the Video Nasties. Obviously, you've got the Hellraiser box set I've showed. You've got Gizmo here, the little pop. I think this one, I think is actually fake. I was trying to look into it. My mate got it for me for Christmas years ago. But yeah, it doesn't look like the real one. But yeah, this is like the real Gizmo. Then obviously you've got Night of the Zombies on VHS, Palace, Explosive Video, that Joshua Fulci 101 sent me. Very kind, thank you Josh. And then Stay Puft Marshmallow Man, one of my favourite toys from when I was a kid. Right, so I won't talk about them too long. In fact, I won't even say anything about the films. I'll just tell you whether they're 4K or Blu-ray and when I got them. So yeah, the reason I'm doing this is because I did a Arrow update, I think it was about a year ago. But I've got a lot more since. So I thought being this is the end of the year, I'll show you what I've bought and how it looks since. When I get new ones, obviously for space, I do turn some of them sideways. And then I do try and change the fronts around to the ones that are front on. So when I record where I'm usually over here, sorry, shelf, then you'll have different ones to look at. So soon I might put Critters back sideways and say put in my ad, Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas round a different way, bit fresher. So let's get on with it before I waffle too long. So you've got American Horror Project Volume 1 with Malatesta's Carnival of Blood, The Witch That Came from the Sea, which is a Video Nasty, I think it's section 2, The Premonition. Then you've got American Horror Project Volume 2 with Dream No Evil, Dark August and the Child. So those both out of print, got them in CEX, I think it might have been last year, quite cheap. Candyman, so this is a 4K, I won't get them all out and turn them around. Let me just double check, yeah. And that's a 4K, been out of print for years, never thought I'd get that, and picked it up in CEX in Bristol, quite a good price, not too long, a few months ago. Then you've got, sure everybody knows, Carlito's Way, Al Pacino and Sean Penn, Brian De Palma film, 4K. Carrie, Brian De Palma film in 4K. A bit of a coincidence that both of these are next to each other in alphabetic order. Doubt Brian De Palma planned that, but and then you've got Children of the Corn trilogy. I'll show you this one just because it's got the 3 discs. So yeah, they're not great. Number 1 is an entertaining film, obviously based on a Stephen King short story with Linda Hamilton from Terminator film in. It's watchable, but 2 and 3 ain't great. And then Crimson Peak, Guillermo del Toro, kind of gothic film. In a nice sort of book style. Yeah, I think that one came out this year as well. That's a 4K, sorry. Critters, a 4-course feast. Came out only a few months ago, I think around Halloween, but it is on Blu-ray. So, see, I've already showed this anyway, but yeah, you've got the 4 discs in a book. Demolition Man, Stallone and Snipes. Future isn't big enough for the both of them. This is on 4K, kind of fun action sci-fi film. Demonia, one of Lucio Fulci's more unknown films, compared to, say, the Beyond, Zombie Flesh Eaters, City of the Living Dead, Don't Torture a Duckling. That is a Blu-ray. But yeah, when it all folds out into this like weird shape, kind of inside, I won't show you. But yeah, that one I got this year, but it was in the Arrow sale, reduced from about 30 or 40 to 18. So a good price. And then, yeah, sorry, I forgot to say, but the same with the Children of the Corn. Usually it's about 40 or 50. I think it was down to about 22, so I wouldn't have paid full price for it. Dune. So this is a David Lynch original on 4K, out of print. Managed to pick that up secondhand in CEX in Kingswood, I think it was. About 22 or so good price. Yeah, 4K. Enter, what's it called? Let me double check. Spin it round without dropping it. Enter the video store, Empire of Screams. So it's all Empire Films releases. It does have good films on. Dolls is one of my favourites. Cellar Dwellers, kind of average but quite fun. Arena, really good one. Robot Jocks, quite fun. Dungeon Master, The Weakest Link, quite a bad film to be fair, but yeah, I do really like the sort of packaging and the style. Hopefully to do a part 2 of that. I think that might have been out the year before in 2023, but yeah, that's Blu-ray. Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, Johnny Depp and Benicio del Toro, directed by Terry Gilliam. That's on 4K. I think that was out a few years ago. Gamera, the Heisei era. So I did pick this one up this year, but I think it's been out for years. This is, I think I got in CEX for about £30 second hand, which is about the same price it is when it's in the Arrow sale, but this was before the Arrow sale started, and it was in really good condition. So I do want to grab the other one. Is it like the Keitai era or something? Then you've got The Good, the Bad, and the Weird. So this is on 4K, a Kim Ji-woon film, Korean director. Haven't actually watched that one yet. Then you've got Graveyards of Honor. Picked this one up in CEX this year, secondhand. Obviously secondhand in CEX, but I think that was only like 8 or 10 quid. So yeah, you've got the original, and then you've got the Miike Takashi remix, which is remake, which is kind of the reason I bought it. And then you've got The Great Escapes. There's a bit of story with this one where I thought I picked up the 4K and I accidentally bought the Blu-ray. Sure, everybody knows The Great Escape. House by the Cemetery. Again, this one's available on 4K, but they didn't have it in stock, so I got it on Blu-ray. I think that was a year before, maybe. Obviously, I am trying to tell you if they released this year or not, or if I got them this year at least. Hills Have Eyes Part 2. I watched this years ago. Wasn't too big a fan of it, but again, I got this in the Arrow sale, reduced from like 25 to about 15, I think it was. Hellraiser, Quartet of Torment. Should have really dusted these before I did this. I didn't realise. Obviously, I do get them out to watch them, but I didn't realise some of them were so dusty. Even these shelves are bloody dusty. Yeah, so this is one of my favourite packaging, and it's a weighty old beast. But yeah, the first 2 Hellraiser films I really enjoy. Second one, almost as good as the first. Third one, kind of fun slasher film, a bit silly. And then the fourth one, I'm not a massive fan of, but it's watchable. But yeah, those are on 4K. I think that was out this year. I can't remember. This year's gone so fast. It's been scary. I guess the older you get, the faster time goes. But yeah, this year compared to any other. I mean, literally felt a few days ago it was Halloween. And that was, what, 2 months ago now? Henry, Portrait of a Serial Killer. Let me film a bit lower so you don't all have to see the horrible dust on top of these. Sacrilege, I know. John McNaughton film. Can't say how much else by him, but it does star Michael Rooker and Tracy Arnold. Yeah, really bleak, quite disturbing kind of serial killer film. But yeah, that's on Blu-ray. I think that was out a few years ago. House Collection. Got this one in the sale in HMV. Should have been like, I don't know, 40. Got it for like 20 or so. But yeah, ones that is that I'm not too sort of mad on. I'll only pick them up when I do see them in sale. In the Arrow sale they have like twice a year. Wouldn't pay sort of full price for that. Invasion of the Body Snatchers, 4K, really lovely edition. Sure everybody knows this film. Philip Kaufman, starring Brooke Adams, Donald Sutherland. It's got the guy, can't see his name on the back. Leonard Nimoy, I think, is in it from Star Trek. J Horror Rising. Yeah, this was out this year. This is only on Blu-ray. Wasn't ever released on 4K. Yeah, it's got about 7. I won't show them all. Japanese horrors, but they're kind of more unknown. So, rather than going with like The Grudge and The Ring and Dark Water, going with some more obscure ones. Only watched one so far, and it wasn't great. But I think it's the multiple personality girl. No, Carved the split mouth woman is the one you've probably seen a lot of memes when you see the woman with like the wide kind of creepy smile. Yeah, so obviously got that one a couple of months ago. It came out around Halloween. Ju-on the Grudge collection. The original Grudge is the best. The others are watchable. Curse and Curse 2 I don't think were great. Or Black and White Ghost is quite good, and Grudge 2. But yeah, that's a Blu-ray. Last Emperor. I think you could get that on 4K, but I only got on Blu-ray. Yeah, quite not very often Arrow release like a sort of critically acclaimed world cinema kind of film like that. Love, Death and Apocalypse, 3 films by Alex de la Iglesia. So these are Spanish. So this is Blu-ray. I think, is it? No, hang on, let me double check. But, 4K. So yeah, I think one film is on 4K, the other 2 are on Blu-ray. But yeah, you've got Acción Mutante, The Day of the Beast, and Perdita Durango. So I think one of them is starring a young Javier Bardem. That's kind of why I got into it, but also, why I was interested in it and bought it. But also the director, Alex de la Iglesia. I'd never heard of him, but he's been really endorsed by Pedro Almodovar, who's one of my favourite Spanish directors. Got the Mexico trilogy. So I'd only ever previously seen Desperado, which when I was a kid I used to watch it with my cousins. Really loved it. He's kind of like a amazing guitarist. He goes around little towns and he gets into gunfights, and not really a spoiler to say he's got like a gun in his like guitar case, and he leaves a red rose and stuff. So yeah, I think Desperado is on 4K. I think El Mariachi and Once Upon a Time in Mexico are on Blu-ray. Yeah, just checking the back, that is correct. So yeah, that one was released this year. Naked Lunch, this was a few years ago. But yeah, I got that on 4K. David Cronenberg. Necromantic 2. Does come with the CD soundtrack, which is quite rare. So it's 3 discs. Yeah, I think this is one of the first special editions I ever got. It's a Jörg Buttgereit film, German, really extreme. You probably guess what it's about with the title Necromantic. But yeah, it's quite disturbing, gross stuff. But yeah, that's out of print now, worth quite a lot. Nico Mastorakis collection, kind of like Greek B-movie creator. You got The Time Traveller, Sky High, Terminal Exposure, Glitch, Ninja Academy, and The Naked Truth. It does have quite a few big actors in it, or actresses. It's got, see if I can find her name. Adrienne Barbeau, who's was the wife of John Carpenter, obviously in The Fog and stuff. And a few other big actors. I think this was one of the very first special editions I ever got by Arrow. Nightbreed. Clive Barker's Nightbreed. So yeah, I watched this as a kid and it wasn't great, but the director's cut is a lot better. It makes a lot more sense. That is on Blu-ray. Got the Old Boys Special Edition Elevator, which comes with also Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance and Lady Vengeance. Showed that a lot. Been out of print for years. Picked that up in Bath. Was really happy to get it, as I didn't think I'd ever get it. I do have like another version I'll show of that, but this is the kind of rarer version. This one I got in CX for about £20 or so. Phantasm with all 5 films in really good condition. About £22 on Blu-ray as well. Right, we're getting nearly done with the special editions. I think I'm going to split this into 2 videos. So we'll do the special editions, then I'll do another one with the standards. Phantom of the Mao, Eric's Revenge. I did have this on standard jewel case, which I say jewel case, like these kind of ones, which I picked up in the Arrow sale for about £8 or £9, then picked this one up in second hand in CX in good condition for about 15. So I traded in the other one in CX and got over a £5 for it. One of my favourite editions, Psycho 4K collection. So yeah, really nice. Let's see if I can get it without glare. So yeah, you've got Psycho. I'm sure everyone knows that by Alfred Hitchcock. Absolute classic. Psycho 2, Psycho 3, Psycho 4 at the beginning. I think this is one of the most consistent franchises. So there are 4. So yeah, number 1, obviously a classic. Number 2, possibly my favourite. I know a lot of people say that. Really like the style of it. Psycho 3, really good. I think that's directed by, I was going to say Norman Bates. So I'm having a blank on his name. Anthony. Got to tell me. Anthony Perkins. And then number 4 is a bit of a straight-to-TV movie, but it's still good quality. Yeah, those are on 4K. I'm pretty sure that was this year. Again, it's just gone so fast. It feels like it was back in March. I think the Psycho collection and the Hellraiser came out around the same month. That one was like 50 so, and that one was about 50. So yeah, I'd drop at 100 on those two. The Ring collection, only on Blu-ray. I think you can get Ring 1 on 4K, but I haven't. But yeah, those are some of my favourite Japanese, especially the first Ring. Really good film, really creepy, kind of has like a bit of an investigative edge, and she's like a journalist. Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves. Yeah, that again was one of the first special editions I got from Arrow years ago. Kevin Costner, Morgan Freeman. Directed by Kevin Reynolds. More importantly, stars Alan Rickman as the, the evil sheriff? Christian Slater, Mary Elizabeth Mastrantonio. So yeah, some pretty good actors. Went to see that at the cinema as a kid. RoboCop, obviously one of my favourite films of all time. I think you can get this in 4K. I mean, get the 4K box set or the 4K on its own. A bit like, say, How I've Got These Demons. But obviously, I'd rather have the big box set. And I think they did a steelbook with like art on, which I've never had. But yeah, love RoboCop. Paul Verhoeven's best film in my opinion. Shram. So this again is Jorg Butgerit that did that Necromantic. Yeah, I wasn't really going to pick this up. I heard it's quite sort of disturbing, like graphic stuff. But again, I got this in the sale. I think it's reduced from 25 to like 15. So when I can get a special edition for like 15 or so, even if it's one I'm not that interested in, I just get it for the collection. And to be fair, you could probably trade that in a while if I don't like it for more than I paid for it, maybe. You know, obviously some of these, once they go out of print. Silence of the Lambs in 4K. Sure, everybody knows this one. Really nice edition, an absolute classic. That was definitely this year. Doesn't feel too long ago. The Thing, obviously my favourite film of all time. I own a few versions of this, but yeah, I thought I'd missed the boat and would never get this one. It's been out of print for a long time. Found that one in CEX. Found this one in CEX on 4K. Tremors. So yeah, again, was out of print. Didn't think I'd get it. My mate was trying to get it about a month after it got released, and it went out of print. Well, sold out. Everyone was charging. Scalpers were asking for like 20 or so. No, sorry, 50 on eBay and stuff. And then yeah, seen it behind the tills in Bath CEX for like 22 or 18. I think they had it priced wrong, to be fair. Whoops. But yeah, that one's a 4K. Tremors 2 Aftershocks, also on 4K. Someone did comment on one of these videos when I was showing it. I was saying it should be sort of brown or orange, would look nicer as a pair. And I think they did say the Arrow Store exclusive is in the kind of browny orange colour. Whereas, yeah, don't look as good in green. Not as good as the original Tremors with Kevin Bacon, but still entertaining. Then you've got the Vengeance trilogy, which, like I said, is kind of the standard version of this Old Boy. So obviously you've got Sympathy for Mr. Vengeance, Old Boy and Lady Vengeance, Park Chan-wook's films. All really good, but Old Boy the best in my opinion by far. Videodrome by David Cronenberg. This one's been out of print, never thought I'd get this, and found it again in CEX in Bristol. Quite a good price, about 28. And then I had it on sort of standard jewel case like that. Oh, say that one. And I also had the short films of David Cronenberg's early works on a separate Arrow one. So once I traded both of those in, I got about 16 or so for them. So it meant it didn't cost me much to upgrade that. But yeah, it's probably my favourite David Cronenberg film. Got Wild Things. Kind of a bit of like a Scream, I know. Oh, shit. Scream, I Know What You Did Last Summer kind of vibe. Tell me, it was directed by John McNaughton. Stars Kevin Bacon, Matt Dillon, Neve Campbell, Teresa Russell, Denise Richards. So yeah, all of like the kind of 90s famous stars, especially Neve Campbell. I used to love her when I was younger. I'll get that back in after. I think that's why it's fallen out, because I've had it too tight. With Now and I, one of my favourite films ever, one of my favourite comedies. Not the funniest comedy, but the best script and the best made film. So Step Brothers makes me laugh more, but I think this is a better made film. and that's on 4K. Came out this year, felt like it was only a few months ago. Let's keep the gap for the Wild Things. Wolf of Wall Street, sure everybody knows this. So I had this on standard non-Arrow, and then managed to get this in the CEX in Bath. Was up behind the tills at about 2018 or so. That's 4K. Yokai Monsters collection, which is Japanese films, most of them quite old. Tell me on the back when they're from. No, I think the original one's from like the 50s or 60s. But yeah, it's got 100 Monsters, Spook Warfare, and Along with Ghosts, which are like the 3 originals. And then the Great Yokai War is Takashi Miike remake, well, his own kind of version, which is a bit more family based, which is quite strange for Takashi Miike. Right, I'll end that there, and then I'll show all the normal non-standard edition Arrows in the next one. Thank you everybody for watching. Comment if you've got any questions or anything about these. Right, part 2 I'll record literally now. Thank you.